Live from Augusta. We're watching News 1226 at 11.
What a sight in Evans. They're lighting up the night for an important cause there. We'll take you there tonight on News 12 at 11. Lots of excitement today at the Boys and Girls Club in Augusta. They teamed up with Paceline to combat cancer and make a lot of kids happy in the meantime. Wrdw live in our newsroom after spending some time over at the Boys and Girls Club where they just put 10 new bikes in some young hands.
Richard, you could see the excitement on each child's face as they brought the bikes out. The bikes were free, given to them by Southern Nuclear. This allows the children to also ride the bikes in the upcoming Paceline race. You could really see the impact the Boys and Girls Club has on each one of these children.
A lot of people have asked me, why is this important? It's important because if you can change one life, you've done your job for a lifetime.
The bikes are more than just a gift.
If you can remember back the first time you rode a bike, that was the first time you were really independent, right? And you can see the independence growing on their faces and the excitement.
The Boys and Girls Club does just that. They say it's important to help get kids on the right path early.
Our outcomes are to, make sure that kids are academically sound, that they are good citizens and have good character, and they're being active in community, and also living healthy lifestyle.
And for kids who may be struggling in any aspect of life, they're here to help.
Especially with our older kids, with our teens, we're really focusing in on, workforce development, making sure that they have a plan for their future. If not college, if not the military, then they're learning a trade or a skill that can take them to the next level.
The next level for these kids is a race. They'll use the bikes in a Paceline race later this month. It's a cancer fundraiser.
Or most of them do not have bikes, so they'll be doing a lot of practicing between now and Pace Day. So they're just very excited. This gives them the freedom to be the boys and girls that they need to be, and freedom to ride around the neighborhoods and get great exercise.
And the need has never been greater.
There's a ton of kids that, need these types of services. We're happy to be providing services for over 4,000 kids here in the CSRA.
They make an impact, hoping these kids will do the same one day.
Maybe one day they will be a community that will help others. So it's one start that could be a finish in the future that helps others.
Some children who took part in the race last year have been practicing, and others can't wait to finally ride their brand new bike in the upcoming Paceline race on October 15th.
As you point out, a race for a really good cause. Audrey, thanks for the update there from our newsroom. There is much more news to come tonight after a quick check of the weather.
Well, temperatures this weekend are expected to be the coolest they've been in close to 5 months, believe it or not. We'll have a look at that cool off for the weekend just after the break.
And later tonight, a woman comes home to a house painting nightmare, one she did not expect. And there's a mystery tonight about those painters.
We know you get up early. That's why we get up even earlier, finding out the things you want to know. Rain? Well, that can mess up your whole day. I'll tell you what to expect outside, on the way home, and at night if the kids have a game.
In the mornings, we've got one job, making sure you've got no surprises on your way to work.
If it happens overnight or breaks early in the morning, we're going to tell you about it.
When that alarm goes off, get up and get out with News 1226 this morning on your side.
On air and online.
Two teenagers injured after being hit by a sign as severe storms moved through Oklahoma's Tulsa State Fair last night. The Tulsa Sheriff's Office says the teenage boy and girl were hit by a sign as strong storms blew it over. Both ended up in a hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. They're going to be okay, but the sign itself weighed about 2,500 pounds. The people acted fast to help those teenagers.
The fair vendors who are, in the middle of trying to, secure their own food stands and stuff, dropped what they were doing, and everyone pitched in together and were able to get that sign off the teens and prevent further injury.
But they say if no one had seen them go under, who knows how long the kids might have been underneath that sign. The wind speeds ranging between 60 and 80 miles an hour last night, bringing down trees in that area as well. So, Riley, we know what happens when severe weather hits. Sometimes you don't have time to get out of the way of it.
No, that is a very scary situation. Also, you think about a busy place like that at the fair, and luckily everyone was okay. But that giant sign, 2,400 pounds, that's incredible.
And where are you going to run for cover, especially if you're up on the Ferris wheel or something?
Yeah, exactly right. Not not many safe places around the state fairgrounds. So luckily everyone was okay with that. But that storm was actually triggered by this cold front that's actually heading our way now. Luckily,
Venezuelans account for nearly. A San Antonio, Texas homeowner wondering why a pair of painters came and casually painted part of her house. Morgan Williams' husband told her to brace for a surprise when she got home, but nothing could have prepared her to find this. One side of the home painted a bright canary yellow. A surveillance camera captured images of two guys who spent about 3 hours painting the formerly light gray house just before leaving. Some neighbors saw the painters too.
Just thought, oh, they're making poor paint decisions. Police said. Okay. I mean, they've got bigger fish to fry. They took a report.
Okay, so far her leading theory is the painters just got the addresses mixed up and left when they realized the mistake. She said she's not mad about it. She just wants that crew to come back and undo the yellow. I guess she'll find them when she finds another house painted that exact same canary yellow color right there. Highlighter yellow. We have a cookie update from the Girl Scouts tonight. They say Raspberry Rally will not be sold in stores when the cookie sales, the season kicks off in January. The rallies debuted last year as a sister cookie to the Thin Mints. They were the first cookies sold exclusively online and led to a shopping frenzy. Some chapters ran out in less than a day. The organization says the pause is so they can prioritize supplying their classic varieties, but those prices also are expected to increase next season as well. So get ready for that. One of President Biden's dogs has been sent away from the White House while he wasn't a friend of the Secret Service. Coming up. The first, as we head for a break tonight, a live look at New York City and your winning lottery numbers.
When you're hurting the car, call up Mike Costello.
Helping people is... The President and First Lady forced again to remove one of their German Shepherds from the premises after a series of biting incidents. Weijia Jiang reports on Commander's move from the White House to a doghouse.
President Biden's dog, Commander, was spotted at the White House on Saturday, but after biting someone last Monday night, he no longer lives here. CBS News has learned there have been more than 11 biting incidents involving the 2-year-old German Shepherd and Secret Service officers. At least 2 had to be taken to the hospital for treatment. Following an incident last November, one Secret Service officer emailed a colleague, "My leg and arm still hurts. He bit me twice and ran at me twice." A fellow Secret Service officer replied, "What a joke. If it wasn't their dog, he would already have been put down." Sources tell CBS Commander also bit White House residential staff and other workers. The dog, a gift from the president's brother, is the second to be removed from the White House. Major bit 2 people in 1 month back in 2021.
So he's a sweet dog. 85% of the people there love him. He just all he does is lick them and wag his tail. Here.
Dog trainer Robert Cabral says canine behavior depends on several factors like genetics, socialization, and training.
When you're dealing with the president's dog, nobody's going to want to correct the president's dog. And sadly, when you're in a position of power, people are going to tell you what you want to hear and not tell you the truth. The truth is, this dog needs structure.
So tonight, the White House is not saying whether Commander is permanently banned from the grounds or if he'll be returning. The Biden dogs were not the first presidential pups to act out. Back in 2008, George W. Bush's dog, Barney, a Scottish Terrier, bit a reporter on the finger, but That terrier was no German Shepherd, was he? A 76-year-old woman in Florida arrested and accused of speeding away from the scene of a crash with another driver clinging to the hood of her SUV. The sheriff's office releasing video showing the person blurred out there on the hood. Deputies were told the victim pulled his vehicle in front of that woman's SUV to keep her from leaving the scene of their accident. He stood in her path. When she came toward him, he jumped on the hood. She drove as fast as 50 miles an hour before being forced off the road by another driver. The man who rode on the hood was not injured, but what a day for them. Adnan Syed, the subject of the...
Thanks for that, Dan. We did have just that one little shower for the 378 ward tonight, and we could see a brief shower early tomorrow morning, but this weekend, the fall cool down is arriving. We'll have a look at it coming up.
And from football to fishing, we're going to take you to Clarks Hill Lake, where a fishing tournament brings in a lot of boats, and that means big business.
Innovation, the process of creating new value. Because standing still means being left behind. At News 12, our innovation is unmatched technology, investing in a team that works for you, advocating for our community, working hard 24/7 to earn your trust every day. And now, recognized nationally for excellence in innovation, and honored to be on your side.
Toasted marshmallows in the summer, that's comfort food. Toasty Tootsies in the winter, that's all around comfort you and your family will appreciate every day. When cold winter winds whistle, Styles Heating and Cooling keeps you and your loved ones comfy and warm. Styles fixes it right the first time. Seasons change, but here's one thing that doesn't change and won't change. Styles' commitment to your complete satisfaction for all your comfort needs. See us at stylesair.com.
It is one of the biggest local bass tournaments in the two-state. The Clarks Hill Fishing Tournament continues tomorrow. Wrdw was at the lake today where local businesses are cashing in.
This tournament impacts more than just people coming here to fish. For local businesses like Haddon Outdoors, it's a way to generate more business. This week alone, they saw an increase of sales by 100%. Everything from clothing to drinks and a variety of fishing equipment.
It's exciting. When you blast off with 189 boats and the sun's coming up and all those big Mercury motors running, it's unbelievable.
And people come here to experience just that.
There's probably people as far as from Savannah and probably as far north as like Athens and maybe around Greenville. This is kind of our Daytona 500 on Clarks Hill locally.
And it's all put on by the Clark Hill Committee.
It's the biggest one we do. We do about 8 tournaments a year. And this is by far the largest. We average from 180 to well over 200 boats.
More people means more sales.
It has huge impact on my store. So it's it drives a lot of pollards and Parajacks and all of us here locally between gas and selling tackle, selling ice, selling drinks.
And it's been happening all week.
With this tournament this week, these guys, like I said, it's such a big deal. So they've been coming to my store all week. Monday it started. Tuesday picked up a little bit more, and then yesterday was really big. Everybody had to get the last minute baits, get prepared for today.
And once people get out on the water, it's go time.
I caught about 15 today. You can weigh in 5, so it worked out pretty good.
And this tournament means more.
This is what we want to win. It's not the biggest paying, but it's the most prestige.
And it's happening again tomorrow, so they're expecting the crowd to be twice as big in that store before the tournament ends.
That's a lot of people out there, and that's not the only event bringing people to the lake this weekend, right?
Right. There's also a Halloween regatta tomorrow. A big sailboat race. We'll be covering that this weekend.
There's a lot going on. We've got the Oliver Hardy Festival going on in Harlem, Aiken's Oktoberfest, and they're still celebrating the Hispanic Heritage Month at the Augusta Common. All that, Riley, and some cooler air in store for us, which sounds like a good plan.
Absolutely, guys. It is festival season and fishing season as well. Luckily, we are actually going to feel like fall this weekend. We got a big cold front heading our way tomorrow morning. So with that front moving through, anglers...
Sounds good, Riley. Thank you. Amazon sends a rocket into space today. No people on board, but we'll tell you more about this long-distance delivery. But first, as we head for a break, a live look at the Santa Monica Pier and your winning lottery numbers.
Your safety comes whether you're a farmer, hunter, contractor, or weekend warrior. North Augusta Customs is your authority in trucking accessories. From hitches to step bars, toolboxes to tonneau covers, leather interiors, or window tinting. North Augusta Customs is committed to being your go-to shop.
your exclusive dealer of spray-on bed liners and truck gear accessories by Linex, both backed by a nationwide lifetime warranty. North Augusta Customs, located just across the river on Jefferson Davis Highway and on nacustoms.com.
After all the SpaceX rocket launches over the last few months, this time it's Amazon's turn. Here it goes.
We have ignition and liftoff of the United Launch Alliance Atlas V rocket.
Amazon launching its rocket from the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. This project is part of Amazon's plan to build a network of more than 3,200 satellites in low Earth orbit. They hope to make high-speed internet access possible all around the globe. Amazon plans to begin beta testing this network with customers by the end of next year. Cancer survivors and their families celebrating life at the annual Cancer Survivors Day today. It's a luncheon at Aiken Regional Medical Centers for those touched by cancer to share their stories, to laugh and dance and remember the joy of life. And they want to remind you to see a doctor if something just doesn't seem right.
Once you have the feeling that something is not going on right with your body, you better go ahead on and believe it. It's better to check it earlier than to wait too late.
What we need to do is get ourselves checked more regular, and cause like I was going to a doctor, I wasn't going like I was supposed to go. I mean, I started hitting, I found out if anything wrong, you need to go get yourself checked like you're supposed to.
Good advice there, and this is the 28th year for this annual event in Aiken. Simone Biles is back. She won the art. A wedding crasher, a thief in 3 states, caught in the act. We'll tell you what she was up to when News 12 at 11 continues.
Here at the grand opening of BrandsMart
In the House since the 2007, but was booted from House Speaker after less than 9 months on that job. A prolific wedding crasher, accused thief, facing charges in 3 states now after her latest attempt failed. Sandra Lynn Henson was arrested at a wedding in Mississippi. Police say she not only crashed the wedding, but officials say she stole money and gifts intended for the bride and groom. Henson has previous arrests in the state along with Alabama and Tennessee. She's charged with petty larceny, trespassing, and disturbing the peace.
Well, if you are heading to Athens tomorrow for the big game, tailgating weather is going to be perfect. Temps in the 70s and sunny, but by game time, it will be a little bit cool, so I'd take a jacket with you. Now look at our 7-day forecast just after the break.
Time and temp, brought to you by... Call me right now.
Augusta's best luxury dealer, Jim Hudson, now brings you the best GM brand Cadillac. The best of the best, now open. Jim Hudson Cadillac on Washington Road. Cadillac Luxury is now at Jim Hudson in Augusta. Get the area's best customer experience and Cadillac service. Now you can service your Cadillac at an authorized Cadillac dealer in Augusta. Now open. Jim Hudson Cadillac on Washington Road.
Experience it once, and you'll never forget it.
Toasted marshmallows